Alright, a very quick video on this, some guy, some white supremacist guy that got arrested near the DNC headquarters. Old Nora's telling us about it here. I wouldn't have picked up on this. I don't watch the news. Very rarely do I watch the news, let's put it that way. And so I just happened to watch one of JL's Jurassic Liars videos, and this story was on there, and there was something in it that stood out to me. There was a couple of things, and JL didn't cover them. He covered a few bits and bobs, but what I want to do is I just want to show you, this is the suspect, this is the so-called white supremacist. This all looks fairly staged to me, but you never know. Reality works in very mysterious ways. I don't know what to say about all this gear in here. I don't really want to say anything about it. What I want to do is I want to come to the swashbuckling stickers. I'm going to call them that, just in case there is some kind of YouTube, I don't even know if you can say that word anymore without problems. Here's the outside of the vehicle. Hang on a minute, we want to look at that, because I just thought I was interesting that we had like the A-Team colours reference there. So we've got a definite reference to the A-Team, I think, with the colours of this vehicle, the red stripe on black, and the wheels as well being kind of redded out a little bit there as well. So this thing here, the A-Team reference, that would be Adam's team, yeah. Man returning. I mean, also a dam, but the A is, what we're really talking about is we're talking about coming back in line, bringing the physical reality back in line, and therefore bringing the spiritual reality back in line. When one thing is balanced correctly, the other side of reality is automatically balanced. They just go hand in hand. So right now what we're experiencing is, of course, a false materialism, a false worship of man-made, the man-made physical world, and what goes in hand with that is all the lies and the deceit and the false kind of spiritual side of the world, the metaphysical side of the world, the things that you can't see. So of course we have people that are just not right in the head anymore. What else do I want to say about this? Yeah, so this A, so the upward A of the arrow, yeah, the pointing upward A of the arrow, the upward delta needs to balance with the downward delta, which is the dam. The delta is the dam, the fertile crescent, yeah. So those two things have got to balance. References here with the, we can go all day long with the references. Like this could be a reference to the Black Pearl, again, a black truck. We've got the kind of, this could be a moon reference here with Diana, the huntress type thing. This could also be the buck antlers, could also be a reference to the buck, literally a reference to the buck, to the dollar. So this is literally part of a buck here, and we could be referencing back to the dollar, yeah. The buck stops here. That Harry Truman, that quote from Harry Truman, and that might be a reference to the dollar collapse that's about to happen. And also, if you look at my money folds back with the dollar bill and the stuff that's on the dollar bill, again, maybe a reference back to the dollar bill with the buck. I don't know. Look at it how you want to look at it. We've got the no parking sign, which is ground zero, which is the Hoover vacuum company logo. Well, not the P in there, but the what I'm talking about is the round circle with the red slash through it. What else do I want to say about this? Let's go to the interesting part now, because I want this video to be fairly short. Well, of course, here's the DNC headquarters, which, you know, we've got the glass wall again, references to the thing we're contained behind. Here we got a look at this. It's in blue and white of all colors, the fictional colors. We've got a D for the bullseye for the dam, and it is a target. I mean, you know, oh gosh, what else have we got here? Oh yeah, he was carrying a machete, and yeah, so we've got the Big Mac again, the Mac Daddy, the reference to, you know, whatever, back to the Don, the McDonald. So we've got that reference with the machete, and he was also had a bayonet as well. They kept going on about. So we got the bay, the O, and the net. They're all one of the same thing in terms of what we're trapped in. Yeah. What else have we got? Gosh, come on. There's a picture of an. I think that's a picture of an old pipe bomb there. I gotta find this spot in this video, and of course, now it's got to think. One other thing they referenced was here, very quickly as well, is this. They reference back, because this is all to do with an upcoming rally, justice for the people that were in the insurrection thing, and so they've called it J6, which this could be construed a couple of ways. If you go to my chart, I am pretty sure that 97 is heavily referenced in there. Yeah, it comes after 60 in my pyro. I'm not going to go to the actual chart, but you just got to flip this around and this becomes a kind of 97. This is also, of course, January is 1/6 is the 61. If we go from 61 days from the 18th of August, we will get to the 18th of October, which is I suppose is my latest prediction date. And I'm also going to show you another little thing that backs that up if I can get to that point in this video. Let me look through the thumbnails if I can find it. Here it is. See if we can get to it. But you know, interesting. This is the thing that really caught my eye though when I was watching it. Now, you can look at this. I'll just call it a sticker. The Swashbuckling-Sticker here, and you can get a 46 from that as it sits. You know, if you just sort of take a step back and look at it. You know, what other numbers can you get out of that? And maybe an 8 going diagonally. You know, this is not what interested me really. It's this right here. This is what interested me, because what does the Swashbuckling-Sticker represent, right? What it represents is it represents the 4 balance points of the year, basically. I mean, I think some people go on about being the Big Dipper in the night sky at certain points in the year. So you'd have to divide that year by 4, and those 4 points are the summer and winter solstices and the vernal spring equinox and the fall equinox, right? The autumnal equinox. So what's interesting about those things there is we actually had the Memphis, was it Memphis bombing? That was around Christmas time, which would be the winter solstice. We had the blockage in the Suez with the Ever Green ship, right? That was around about, you know, that infamous date. I can't remember exactly what day that was. I think it was I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it might have been the 23rd of March, but it's around that date of 321 or 322. that is the autumnal equinox. That's around about that time, and we had that event happen there, and of course the 322, that number, everybody knows that number. Okay, so the other thing we had happen, I can't remember off the top of my head when the summer solstice is, but it's only a couple of days away from that other thing that happened this year, which was the Champlain, Florida condo collapse. Okay, so these things, we've had several events that all happened within days of the balance points of the year. And so what we have here, we have the 23rd of September or the 22nd of September this year. And the reason why I picked the 23rd is it just fits in. If you go back to my previous videos where I cover some of these references within the what I call the Cross of Lorraine chart, yeah, or the Leviathan cross chart. It's a chart of Fibonacci numbers basically, and in that chart, 923 can be derived in that chart, right? So that is often one of the equinox dates, right? And as I've mentioned before in previous videos, it's also another date that we would link with Jesus, because if we were to think about Jesus being born, if we were to think about Christmas rather being the conception date, right, of Jesus, then the birth date would be that equinox date of around about the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th of September. What that shows us, that is, if you look at Jesus, what he was the balanced man, right? And that is the point of the year when we've had the birth, right? The birth of the year has started at Christmas, and so that's when we've reached a balance point in the year. Now, the spring equinox is also a balance, but what fits in with the autumnal equinox is the fact that we have a gestation period of 9 months, basically, yeah, which is the 9 months of the gestation of man, yeah. And also, funnily enough, is if you think about it in terms of us being in the, if we're inside the bullseye, yeah, if we're inside the sacred cow, yeah, that's also a 9-month gestation period. So what we're looking at is maybe the idea of the rebirth of those two things, starting afresh, basically. People go on about the pole shift. Well, that would kind of be like the pole shift. I'm getting way sidetracked here, so let's just get back onto what is going on with this thing. So we've got the 4 reference points of the year. So we've got a reference potentially to the autumnal equinox here, and which would be maybe this one, I don't know. And we've got a quarter, a silver quarter, yeah. It's silver, like the silver state of Nevada. Okay, you'll see where I'm going with this. And we've got the eagle on the back of there with the wings spread open, so like the phoenix rising from the flames. So we've got that Arizona, Nevada reference on the quarter, and the quarter happens to be 25 days. If you go back and watch my Back to the Future video, that's the previous video to this, I was talking about the 25-day period when Doc says the clocks are all 25 minutes late, right? So that gives us a reference to something being 25 late. And we have again here the quarter, yeah? So we have a reference to maybe being 25 late again here, 25 days late. And it's also, again, it's a quarter. It's referencing the quarters of the year again. So we have that idea of the, you know, the quarter. I just thought that was interesting. That was, I mean, look, I mean, really, this has to be this. I mean, at what point does a white supremacist decide he's going to superglue, go to the trouble of supergluing a quarter on this swashbuckling sticker, you know, this penned in? I mean, how do we get to this? I mean, you could maybe get to the. I mean, why would you even put this in your rear view mirror? I do not know. Things appear closer. Objects appear closer in your rear view mirror. So maybe this is a reference to it. It's approaching. It's closer than you think. I don't know. But I mean, you've got to ask the question: how does somebody get to that point? I'm going to stick that quarter on there and have these. I mean, it's just so random. Um, anyway, I thought that was interesting. So we can get to the October the 18th date from this. If when we know what we're looking for, I say when we know what we're looking for. If that theory, the theory that I've put forward, pans out, right? People will look back at these sort of stories and say, well, look, this is if they can figure it out, this is a definite reference to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reaching. Anyway, I thought it was worth a video. Hope you enjoyed. And I'm gonna have a really interesting video out that may be out within a day of this one. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.